Scientists have been spending a lot of time looking at habits and how we can make them stick. And in this video, I want to talk about a simple rule or a simple way that you can set your habit up to make sure that you have the greatest chance possible at sticking to it. Watch this video to learn more. If you want to implement a new habit in your life, then a really bad way of doing this is to just try harder. Just saying, okay, I want to go to the gym more this year, I'm just going to try harder and get myself to the gym, is a recipe for failure. It just doesn't really work that well. Instead, what you need to do is decide what your habit is going to be and then set up what's called a habit system. So a really important part of this habit system, and a much better approach than just trying harder, is to use what's called the 3 R's, the reminder, routine, and reward. The routine in the 3 R's is the habit that you're trying to instill. The reminder is a trigger for your habit that immediately precedes it. And the reward is something good, something that you like, that immediately follows it. So to give you an example of this is what I'm doing on a daily basis to read more. Each morning I wake up, I jump on my motorbike and I go to my office. That's something I do every day. When I arrive, I immediately sit down at my desk and start reading. So the trigger is arriving at my office. And then once I've done my hour or two of reading, I then follow that up with a coffee. I go to the local cafeteria and order a nice cappuccino. So here you can see a trigger that I do every day and then the reward of accomplishing my habit. There are a few reasons as to why this reminder, routine, and reward system works so well. Firstly, it takes the onus off you for having to remember to do your habit. The reminder acts as a cue. As soon as this reminder happens, then you automatically do whatever it is you have to do. The reward works so well because it tells your brain that the loop that you've just done is worth doing again. It's a positive feedback mechanism. The great thing about this is that the more this loop is repeated, the stronger the pathways, the neural pathways in your brain get ingrained, and it becomes more and more automatic. So in essence, over time, it becomes easier and easier for you to stick to your habit because it becomes more and more ingrained in your brain. So to set this up for yourself, for a habit that you want to instill, firstly, think about all the things that you do on a daily basis. You wake up, maybe you have a shower, have a coffee, you drive to work, have lunch. What other things do you do on a daily basis without fail? Use one of those things as your trigger. So in the future, when that trigger happens, you immediately get on and do the habit that you're trying to instill. And then you need to think of a suitable reward. So this should be something that you take pleasure in. This should be something that your brain would look forward to doing. Maybe it's having a nice walk, maybe it's having a chat with your friends, maybe it's having a coffee or checking Facebook or reading the news. Doesn't really matter what it is, it just needs to be a reward, something that you like to do. So in summary, if you want to instill a habit, don't rely on motivation, willpower, and don't leave yourself with the burden of having to remember to do this thing. Instead, find a trigger, which is something that you already do on a daily basis, to trigger yourself to start your habit, and then think of a nice reward to wrap it up. Before long, as you keep completing these loops, your body will get used to it, your brain will get used to it, become more and more ingrained, and the habit that you're trying to instill will become more and more automatic. I hope you liked this video and found it useful. If you did, like this video, subscribe to the channel. I do videos like this on a regular basis about all topics to do with self-development, including habit formation, mastery, improving self-confidence, that kind of stuff. So if that interests you and you'd like to hear more from me, subscribe and I'll see you again soon.